Okay, so we go deeper. Made it to this room and I'm not going any further. Caught a glimpse of him. Bastard that's been talking in my ear. Was wearing a dark cloak so I can see much of his figure. Shape of his head wasn't human. Makes sense. Can't stop capitalizing his name. Psychosomatic? Or did he do something to me? No, I won't be able to stay here forever. No, he's waiting for me just a little beyond the door. On the other side of the room. Looks like I've got a date with this crevasse. Anything's preferable to what I think he's got in mind for me. If you're reading this, you should probably join me down here. Whatever's ahead won't be pretty. Well, this is, but sure doesn't look safe. So, it makes me feel like I missed someone. So, we are on. There's a secret path in the dark. So, I'm assuming we have to turn stuff off, or we have to go this whole section. I don't think the whole section, but like. Also, I was sure there was a door here. Yeah, there was. I mean, it's unnatural. Or this room is unnatural. I don't like it at all. Looks like the faces of the moon. He was old as sin, perhaps older, and he had lived for a long time. Over his many years, he had accumulated much wealth, knowledge, fond memories, but nothing to stop the onset of time. As he walked the dark halls of his mansion, as he paced in the dark, as he worried away his time in his study, time continued along, tearing at his flesh, bending his brittle bones. The hands of the clock peeled his organs away from his body one by one, until his waning strength finally failed him. He was found slumped in his chair, surrounded by books bearing unidentifiable sigils. In the end, even they had not saved him. Okay, there's a tablet. Okay, so the old is the clock. Fire is middle age. I need note cards. Welcome back to Fyrestrike Entertainment. Mako tries to solve a puzzle. So fire is middle age. The old one is a clock. Okay. In her middle age, she had little to do, and so gained a fascination with the old radio in her attic. It was a relic from her childhood, and it never worked properly. As she waned in the seclusion of her home, a desire to see it working again overtook her. Her curiosity matched her seclusion in nature. She plumbed knowledge in the dark recesses of her attic, building capacitors and vacuum tubes and twisting metal and wires. In the end, the radio sang. It was more than a radio should have been. Flames spouted from the speakers, from wires, from the shattered glass tubes. The fire ate up everything it touched. She was reduced to a blackened skeleton. Checked out. Each of these, I think, has an order. Yeah, right here. He was a child. He was only a child left alone for too long, as children are wont to do. He went off in the high grassy hills above the apartment complex he called home. The tall grass came almost to his chin, tickling his nose when he stepped forward. The freedom normally kept from him was finally his, and it was magical in its way. So deeply enthralled with the hills, the grass, the view of the town was he that did not think to listen for the rustling of grass. When the snake's fangs sank into his young flesh, they met no resistance. His body was found days later, huddled in a ball. Snake. These are all stories about death. Jesus. There's five, though. Where's the fifth one? There's a way to traverse in the dark. Maybe it's not yet. Yeah, maybe it's just not yet. Thinking about it, right? Like this this tablet, Phases of the Moon would make sense in the dark. Maybe this is supposed to be based on the phases of the moon. Imagine. This is a bear. Adulthood. Is this the question of man or bear? Yeah, it's man or bear. When adulthood found her, she found herself desiring solitude more and more frequently. Since her youth, her home had sat at the edge of a vast forest, which her family had warned her against exploring. But on the night of her 30th, she went alone to finally explore it. The woods were equal parts dark and foreboding, with thin, sickly adlers creating almost a fence of wood. As she weaved between them, she arrived at a derelict cabin, abandoned for years. Naturally, she entered, her curiosity driving her. They said that the marks found on what remained of her body afterward bore wounds as if made by a bear, though few had seen a corpse so thoroughly savaged by an animal. Bear. Oh, we didn't read this one. Wait. Oh. So the moment I clicked that, it immediately locked me in. 16. So this is teen. Wait, the bear is adult. Would adult be third then? Because that's middle. Yeah, adulthood. When adulthood found her. When adulthood found her. He was 16 when he went driving alone for the first time. His family had kept him from the world, he said, and it was more than high time that he went out and learned about what was out there. It was less than an hour before he was lost. He hadn't received his license yet, after all, and there were many winding side streets surrounding the small town he called home. It was on a lightless intersection where he met his fate. A pickup hit his sedan without stopping. As his vehicle spun out and rolled into a ditch, the pickup vanished into the night. His head was pulverized by the steering column, turning it to little more than paste. The car. Okay, so we have 5. Time to go put them in. That is demented. Also, there's a trash can here. So, okay, if we're going off this and we're going off how age it goes, first is Snake because it was a child. Next is Car for teenager. Then, oh, I didn't write down Bear for adult. But if we're talking about adulthood, depending on what country you're in, it could be 16, but in other countries, it's typically seen as 18. In the U.S., it's 18, and then some other countries, like Japan, it's 20. So it would be older. So it'd be Bear next. Next would be Fire for middle age, and Clock at the end. The safe contains a lump of blackened flesh. Oh, it just what the? It's hard to even be surprised anymore. Oh. Hi.
You piqued our curiosity. We read your book, discovered that for a mortal, you're rather unique. In the same way
Thank you.
that a human might consider a primate, you almost remind us of ourselves. Though, of course, we'd never stoop to your level.
Okay. There's a path in the darkness, it said. Dark comes crushing down, it swallows you whole, swallows you whole. Oh god, the lights go dim one by one. Oh, it's these books. Something is out there. Forbidden knowledge. You know what? We're heading forward. That thing in the safe, I think I recognized it. What do you mean recognized it? What?
Get out! Get out! Can't you find your way out?
Trying to see whether or not darkness. It's blocking me from getting to the door. It's a path in the darkness. There's a secret path in the dark. Oh, did I find the secret path? I think I found the secret path. It said darkness. I turned off my flashlight. I guess I can't go back up. What? I'm finally back where I entered. Time to get the hell out of here. This is room 5. Art can be illuminating. Huh. Something's not right. Are we still in the same place, though? That's the question. It's snowy outside. That's not the same road. Like the building's turned. Can I actually leave? Find the right key. Huh. Where would a key be? I can't interact with anything. So it makes me wonder, did I do something right, or did I think in that room with all the speaking there was a forbidden knowledge? I think I missed it. I have a feeling. I feel like there's a key in here, right there. But I can't read anything or do anything. Which is strange. Oh. Fuck. Yep.
Oh, good. You're finally here. Certainly kept the suspense going. Stay right there. We shall be with you shortly, and once we're there, we'll turn your form into something more palatable. More arms, we think. More legs. The eyes out. Stay right there.
There's stairways, and I think I have to go down each stairway. Yeah, I think it's about stairs here. And there's a book over here. Don't know what these are supposed to be. Something goes here. Well, isn't this place a wreck? If I lived here, same place, if I lived someplace as disorganized as here, I think it'd be a matter of time before I was be swallowed up by the trash. I like staircases, though. They're a nice touch. I'm probably wondering what needs to be done here. I think deep down you already know. Around here, if you could organize everything somehow. That's like a piece of paper. That's like a book. something else. I don't know though what each thing is. There are stairs. If you could organize everything somehow. I don't know how to organize what I need to put here though. Someone goes here, yeah. What goes there though? Huh. Yeah, I just got here and I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, hmm. Oh, maybe I have to go back. Okay, yeah, you have to go back and you have to grab, I think, what needs to be organized. Does this take you to different places or? It does you to different places. Don't listen to them if you can help it. You and me were birds of a feather. Better pull the covers over your head and cover your ears because you don't want to hear. You're gonna hear because you hear something you don't want to. Sit down and let the inevitable wash over you. Take this fate to turning into one of those husks. Gives me shivers. Listen carefully. You just. Hmm. Fine nothing. You just find nothing. Everything is. Can harm. I think I had to put them in order. You just. Thinking. Okay. You just. Stop thinking. I think it's. Everything is. Fine. Nothing can. Can hurt you. Oh, okay. Never mind. So it's. Does it reset after. Okay, I have to redo everything. The statement is everything is fine. Nothing can harm you. Just stop thinking. Nothing can harm you. Stop thinking. Play dumb all you like, the librarian already knows your body inside and out. He spent all of his time searching and eventually found his goal. There are places even in the digital world where things not meant for mortal eyes lurk. He caught only the slight glimpse of one such place and it was enough. The eyes of the librarian were upon him. From that point forward, what happened was destined to happen. Worst of all, he would never find the knowledge he sought. Maybe it's better that way. Those are eyes, yeah. That should be that. I think I'm going to the other rooms and I'm collecting it for organization. Oh, here's the paintings. we're putting the library back together. Okay, so that makes sense. And everything is upside down here. Where's the book? Where is my book? There it is. Assuming that one of these books... It's a set of moving textures. But I don't... There's a light here. There's something in here, though. It's locked. If this place were a mind, it would not be pure. The answer to the path ahead is embedded in a column of red flesh. Okay. We do need to take a book. Oh. Like there has to... Oh, that flips that, and then this will bring this to normal. Yeah. And there's something in here that we need to find to organize right here. Card holder. Nothing legible. Show the cameras again. Cubes, cameras. Tendrils. Is that actually from the plant? And then a phone. Okay, what's this say now? If this was a reminder, it would be not cure. It seems pure, but there are cracks, memories of other misdeeds of other evil committed. There are recurring things in each memory, and one that is alone. The numbers will open your path back. Oh, okay. So it's like assuming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 3, 9, 4, 3, 1. Is that it? 9, 4, 3, 1. No. There's 3 tendrils, I think. Green. There's 3 green, 3 red, 2 blue. There are cracks. There are recurring themes in each memory, and one that is alone. The numbers will open your path back. Recurring themes. Surveillance. Seems to be the one that's alone, but I don't know. I don't know. Recurring themes in each memory. What would be see, I'm trying to think of what would be like the recurring theme in each one. Memories of others' misdeeds of evil committed. Recurring themes in each memory. One is alone. Because there's 4 cameras. Maybe this is 8? 8, 4. There's 3 of these, you can assume. We can change it to 2. And there's a missing phone. So maybe that's 0, actually? Because the phone's not there. Let's try this. So it's like, let's try 9, 4, 3, 1. That doesn't work. 4, 3, 0. No. This should be 8. Yeah. The one I started thinking about is like, there's like a horse. You little shit, like you haven't done enough. Now I'm trapped here. Damn to repeat this shit like I'm a goddamn tape recorder. If you had an ounce of remorse, you dash your brains out on the nearest wall. He was never much good at forming connections with people, and this time wasn't any different. That woman who walked into his life spent a night and a half with him and recognized him for what he was, an empty, half-formed piece of sentient scum. Naturally, he took eons more from their brief tryst than she ever intended, spent days upon days picking their every second together apart, thinking that about what he could do differently. Not once did he ever consider what he should have known in the first place. There just wasn't enough to him. He wasn't person enough for himself, let alone another. Okay. That, I think I've gone down that stairway before. Yeah. And then there's another stairway there that I think. I'm trying to think of what I've gone down. I fell down through the floor. Have I gone through this way? I remember going down a stairway, so let me just see. What's this room again? But I don't have the final item, and I don't know where the other item is. So maybe it's in the main room or somewhere? Okay, we went down there. We went down here. Pieces of flesh here are like locks. So we went down there. That was the chess puzzle, right? Or was that... No, the one on the floor was the chess puzzle. This one was the... It was this one. And that was, yeah, the chess one. Let's just look around here, because maybe... Think of maybe it's on one of these shelves. Oh no, sorry, there's another hole in the floor. I just didn't see it. Why do fleshy bits. Some of these things wriggle almost like if they were alive within. Here's a book. The third. 3 is the third. Hey, you little bastard. Yeah, you little bastard. This is what things look like. Here, anyway. I spent a lot of time in this hellhole, and I'm willing to bet if you dug up the floorboards anywhere, this is what you'd find. Eyes, pulsating flesh, red guts, blood. This is what I think. I think this is all there is. A place like this without cease couldn't exist on its own. An empty nothingness, no. If it's going to make up all the space, if it's going to contain all this knowledge, is it so far-fetched that something might have changed in its makeup, that it may ever come alive? Forget it. I see you already have your own beliefs. Well, maybe you're right, maybe I'm wrong. It doesn't matter. This place is a trap. Or this room is a trap, must be. Those tables with the notes earlier weren't here earlier. I can't say when, but I think they came for you. Serves you right. I know you're kind. But if it'll help you get the hell out of my room, well, it's a test, too. Christ, I can still see your slack-jawed expression. Fine, I will give you not 1 but 2 whole hints. Even a damn fool like you should be able to use them. 1. The librarian would like to give you a hand. The flesh in that safe does not operate like its predecessor. 5 is the 5th. Give me a hand. Okay. Another puzzle. Joy of the Recluse. Of his 5 fingers, he lost 2. Only 3 remain. So let's just write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Without the first, he would have been an animal. Without the second, he could no longer condemn. And without the final remaining finger, his hand would look strange. So fourth, the first, the second. So we have to put in. There's tablets next to these, and we have to identify which fingers he lost. Of his 5 fingers, he lost 2. Only 3 remained. Without the first, he would be an animal. He's not an animal. Without the second, he could no longer condemn. And without his final remaining finger, his hand would look a bit strange. If we think of just taking out a hand, without the first, he would have been an animal. That's his thumb. So he didn't lose, of his 5 fingers, he lost 2. He didn't lose his thumb. So he has his thumb. So number 1 is fine. Without the second, he could no longer condemn. Pointer finger. So he has his pointer finger. And without the third remaining finger, his hand would look a bit strange. Either it's the middle, ring, or pinky, and I don't know. I think your hand looks strange without the pinky. So he should have 1, 2, and 5. Right? Maybe I should. Can I collect all of them? Yeah. Five. So, yeah. It would look weird without a middle finger, but you have to think about this, that it has to be reasonable. So it's 2 and 5. Because, yeah, if you just look at your hand, without your thumb, you'd be an animal. Because primates they don't have thumbs. Or, they have good, like, I think they have thumbs. Yeah, but humans have hands like that. You can't condemn without a pointer finger because you have to be able to point at someone, and then your pinky. Yeah, if you don't have your pinky, it looks weird because you just have an extra piece of flesh. If you're losing one of your other fingers, you can make peace sign and rock out, rock on, and I love you in sign language. I don't know more than the others, but I won't tell you. He spent too much time alone thinking, and that accelerated his downfall. A terrible thing befell the woman he claimed to have loved. It consumed him, consumed his every waking moment, whether or not he had been loved back. The depression lost him his job and his home, turning a sad wreck of a human into a sadder, hollower thing. His focus, his obsession, never strayed. She was gone from his life, and as far as he was concerned, that was all that mattered. Even when a family member took him in and sheltered him, he all but ignored them. There has to be something here that I can use, right? Because it's fleshy. But if we're talking about, like, the other room is missing an item, and I don't know where I could find that item. Like, this is the farthest I can go. Art. I don't know where the third. I sincerely don't know where the third item is. This is all flesh. Oh, there's something right there. Duh. I was like, there's something right there. Oh, we are now fleshy and liminal. It's always has felt liminal, though. So we need to get to the final staircase, which was over here. But I know that the game does not... This world does not want me to get over there. There's the chest one. This is the phone one. Because I have two options. I either go further or I drop out. That was the whole the other place. Here's the other stairway out. Yeah, I think it's pretty much you go one by one. And then over time you fill this room in. Because it's a maze of sorts. I knew you'd come. Very well, I'll speak. He was always inclined towards solitude. Not that he had any choice in the matter. In fact, if he had, perhaps solitude would not have been his lot. But he was terrible with words, worse with speaking. It wasn't so much a matter of laughter at his expertise. It was merely a curiosity, an ingrown strange thing, vaguely uncomfortable with, but otherwise without note. There was one exception to this lonely existence. As he aged, he found himself in the position of an archivist, surrounded only by dust, dead things, dead words. Though he had grown used to the solitude, he hated it with a burning, quiet passion. Thus, when a graduate student about his age came to plumb the dry and dead things, he forced himself to strike up a conversation with her. To his delight, she returned his words, and for the first time in ages, he felt his heart beat a little faster. And there's an achievement for that, so it makes me wonder if maybe the barricade is how we move forward. But I'm thinking the story is how the girl he fell in love with was her. Right? And that's him. That's his story. Enter. I don't have the forbidden knowledge, so I can't enter. I missed that part. He was rare enough to be jealous, though she rebuked his advances, though she oh, never mind. So this is like way later in his life, after he met the first one. Though she rebuked his advances, though she suggested the two of them could never see each other again, it was of course not enough for him. He would come by daily, nightly. When she locked the door, he would continue to bang on it. When she called the police, he still found ways to watch from afar. Until one night, that is, when he watched an unknown, foreign shape enter her abode. Though he could only barely make out the silhouette out, he could tell it was a man. That was enough to send him into a rage. The authorities arrived too late on scene to save anyone, though the fire was contained. The victims died of smoke inhalation. Somehow, they hadn't been able to open the front door. The screwdriver keeping it jammed was no longer at the scene of the crime, of course. So that's the librarian. I wonder what's behind the forbidden knowledge door. When I next opened my eyes, I found myself on an empty road in a desolate place. There was a faint, ephemeral quality to everything. It didn't fill me with confidence. In the back of my head, I felt a thought burn, like a fallen ember from the end of a cigarette. Was I free? Or was I still trapped within the library's vast expanse? And how could I tell even if I arrived home and everything was as it had been? How could I know if the librarian's voice wouldn't just be on the other side of every door, of every window, forever? I guess it doesn't matter either way. At the end of everything, I never found what I'd come to the library to gain. For the rest of my life, I think I'll find myself wondering just what it was that I had missed. Perhaps the failure was a blessing, empty, as I find myself left. Perhaps there was something worse, or even worse, waiting for me, if I'd only looked a little deeper. Oh, do I walk? Oh, I was like, can I walk now? But I doubt it. See, going into this, a new form, fail to find what you seek. Going into this, I knew that this game was going to be more a bit of a horror mixed with, in a way, adventure. It's, everyone likes adventure, right? But in its own way, the horror elements do play well. Like there were points where I was just like, what's going on? What's that? But it was low enough level horror that you do feel more focused on the story. And I feel like that's kind of something that a lot of people do enjoy. So, how would I be? The way I would best describe this game is it's not super horrifying, but it doesn't have to be. It tells an interesting story and points into various aspects of death in a way and forbidden knowledge beyond our comprehension. I like the way I like the way it was told, and I like the way the music and the environments just flowed with how the game went and how the story progressed. It's just how it is. I really enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and we'll talk to you in the next one. This was a place forbidden, and a place that I might be forbidden from coming back to. Once again, thank you for watching, and talk to you in the next one. Bye bye.